You heard it right. The atoms you've used throughout your life can be returned as if they were brand new. Or rather, nature takes them back from you as if they were never used and puts them back into circulation. Whether you like it or not. So could we have a kinship with people we've never met, simply because we've shared atoms? Do you know how close we are at the atomic level? Let's start by taking a detailed look at what the human body fundamentally is. When you look in the mirror, what you see is your skin, muscles, organs, bones, the visible structure built by your own cells. But in terms of cell count, only a small fraction of the cells in your body are actually yours. The rest are blood cells and trillions of bacterial cells. Blood cells, mostly red cells, each live for only about 4 months, after which they break down, their components are excreted, and they are replaced by new cells formed in your bone marrow. Bacteria, on the other hand, live wherever they feel comfortable. There are about 1 million bacterial cells on every square centimeter of your skin, and far more bacterial cells in your digestive system than your own cells, but whether bacterial or muscle cells. They are all essentially made of a few of the most abundant elements in the universe: 65% oxygen, 18.5% carbon, 9.5% hydrogen, 3.2% nitrogen, and about 4% a bit of everything else. The everything else includes calcium in your bones, phosphorus critical for ATP molecules, sodium and potassium playing key roles in regulating your neurons, and sulfur, chlorine, magnesium, and iron, which serve other important roles in your body. But even talking about just the 4 most common elements, we're talking about a remarkable number of atoms. When you count everything inside us, a human being is actually an incredibly large collection of atoms. Nearly all the atoms in our bodies are replaced over the course of a lifetime. Our bodies may seem roughly the same from year to year, but the truth is that we are constantly expelling atoms and incorporating new ones. In fact, over any given year, approximately 90% of the atoms in your body are no longer where they were. Most of the atoms in your body today were certainly somewhere else a year ago. And most of the atoms you're hosting right now will soon be somewhere else. We breathe air continuously, drink water, eat plants and animals, and constantly accept new atoms into our bodies to replace those we lose. When we sweat and excrete, those atoms return to Earth's biosphere. Cells break down, are taken into the bloodstream, and filtered by our liver and kidneys, with most of their components expelled. Now let's look at the numbers. At any given moment, a human body contains approximately, for an average person, of 70 kilograms, for 110 hydrogen atoms, to 10 oxygen atoms, 310 carbon atoms, and 810 nitrogen atoms. The critical point is this: water and air circulate and mix across the planet relatively easily. Given that atoms are neither created nor destroyed, the possibility arises that some of the atoms in the air we breathe have, throughout history, passed through someone else's lungs. Are there enough single-use atoms on Earth for all of us, or are we using second-hand atoms? Earth is a vast place with an enormous number of atoms, but most of those atoms are deep inside the planet. The outer part, our planet's biosphere, is the only region we should account for when it comes to atoms we regularly interact with. Our planet is roughly a closed system in terms of biospheric atoms, which means that given enough time to mix, these tiny, microscopic components of our world will inevitably spread to every place water and air can reach. The total mass of all water on Earth, including lakes, oceans, rivers, seas, and glaciers, makes up about 0.02% of the planet's mass, 1.35 times 10 squared y kilograms. The entire atmosphere is about 1/millionth of the planet, 5.1510 kilograms. Converting these to atoms gives US 4.1 times 10d oxygen atoms atmosphere, 4.510 oxygen atoms water, and 9.0 times 10J cubed hydrogen atoms water. These are enormous numbers, especially compared to the number of atoms in the human body at any given moment, but they are not limitless. All the atoms in this pool have been here for billions of years and their number is fixed. They simply circulate. So how connected are we? Could some of the atoms in our bodies have come from another person who lived in the past? Or could we be sharing atoms with someone alive today? The answer, when you do the math, is breathtaking, given for billion years of biological life. Your body contains atoms inherited not just from everyone alive on Earth today, but from dinosaurs that lived millions of years ago. In fact, right now, if you take a deep breath, within 1 year a single atom from that breath will have visited the lungs of any person on Earth you can think of. Every time you breathe, you inhale atoms that were once inside another person. Every sip of water contains water that was once inside another person. And every bite of food carries atoms that were once inside another person. We share not just the same planet and biosphere, but at the most fundamental level, the very same atoms.